Physical properties of haloalkanes and haloarenes. First, color. Physical properties, like we know this thing that physical properties are related to the physical thing, their color, what is their physical state, what is their odor. Sometimes we can recognize easily the means with the odor of the compound, है ना? If I give you one compound and if you are familiar with the odor of that compound, then you will be able to identify that which compound is this. So some compound has specific odors. This you can say signature odors, you know, and some are odorless, colorless. So at that point of time, you will not be able to identify that specifically which compound is this. So that is why we need to know all the physical properties which are related to the compounds. So let's first start with the color. Colorless in pure state and develop color when exposed to air. That is why your haloalkanes and haloarine compounds used to be put into airtight containers. If they expose into the air, so they react with the air and form a different color or develop a different color. It actually depends that it actually depend on the type of haloalkane and haloarine, that which color they to which color they change actually. Lower members are gaseous and higher members are liquid and solid. Simply, the lower haloalkanes and haloarenes are in gaseous state and the higher members are in liquid and in solid. And even they have a pungent smell. Pungent smell means बहुत तीखी smell, irritating smell. If you smell it, they just cause irritation in your nose. Let's just talk about the melting point and boiling point. The stronger intermolecular force of attraction are due to the dipole-dipole and van der Waals interaction. Hence, the boiling point of the derivatives of chlorine, bromine, and iodine are completely higher than the hydrocarbons to the similar molecular mass. The order of boiling point of alkyl halides are Ri, then RBr, means this is alkyl bromide, then alkyl chloride, then alkyl fluoride. So this is the range of your boiling point of alkyl halides. So they can ask you in one question that which has the highest boiling point and which has the lowest boiling point. In the exam you can get this type of question. So as the branching increases, the molecular form sought a spherical shape and resulting in the decreasing in area of contact and forming weaker intermolecular forces. So what happened if you just means change if you have branching, for example primary, secondary, tertiary. See, these are the branch compound. This is primary, this is secondary, and this one is tertiary. So when you go for branching, that branching decreases the area of contact and which ultimately weaker the intermolecular forces. And if intermolecular forces are weak, it means that boiling point is less. Let's just talk about the melting point. The melting point is based on the strength of the lattice structure of a compound. Isomeric dihalobenzene have almost similar boiling point, but difference can be seen in the melting point. Para-isomerism have high melting point in comparison to the ortho and meta isomers of the same compound. This question you also can get. There is a difference, although these haloalkanes have similar, or you can say hydrocarbons have same type of nearly same boiling point, but there is a difference in melting point. If you talk about the in the benzene ring, location of your means halogen on the benzene ring, it depends on the where or which site of benzene your halogen is located. Your ortho isomer has means larger higher boiling point as compared to meta and para one. It is because the para isomer have highly compact crystal lattice in comparison to ortho isomers and meta isomer. Therefore, higher number of molecules are packed compactly in the crystal lattice. Hence, the higher energy is required to break the lattice structure, thereby increases the melting point. So this is due to the structure, because in ortho your means in para your structure is highly compact, and when the structure is highly compact, it means they are tightly packed with each other. So we require large amount of heat that to break that structure. Okay, so that is why the melting point of the para isomers is quite higher as compared to the ortho and meta isomers. Let's just talk about the density. Bromo, iodo, and polychloro derivatives are of hydrocarbons are heavier than water. It means their density is higher as compared to the water. And if you talk about the solubility, so haloalkenes are only very slightly soluble in water. In order for haloalkenes to dissolve in water, energy is required to overcome the attraction between the haloalkane molecule and break the hydrogen bond between the water molecules. So less energy is released when new attractions are set up between the haloalkenes and water molecules, and are these not as strong as the original hydrogen bond in water. So as you can say, if you mix haloalkenes and haloarenes, so they just slightly mix. Even when we just give means increase the temperature of the system to break the bond between the means water molecule and although haloalkenes, but they just readily dissolve in the organic solvents generally. So haloalkanes tend to dissolve in organic solvents because the new intermolecular attraction between the haloalkanes and the solvent molecules have much the same strength as the one broken to the separate haloalkane and solvent molecules. So we know this thing that in previous class, yesterday's class, I have already told you this thing that we know where if we talk about dissolution, dilution, so like dissolve like means in polar, your polar will dissolve. Okay, the means if your substance has your compound has covalent character, so we require a solvent which has covalent character. I was talking about acetone in previous class yesterday, na? So acetone is an organic solvent. So in that you can easily dissolve your alkyl halides. Easily it get readily dissolve in that. In halogen exchange process, we have studied this thing. But in case of water, it's just slightly dissolved, and for dissolution, we need to change the temperature of the system because it is all about the bond, that which type of bond is present, how you break that bond between the elements. Okay. Chemical properties of haloalkanes, or you can say alkyl halides. Okay, so properties of haloalkanes and alkyl halides. सबसे पहले हम जो इसको डिवाइड करते हैं बेटा, that is divided into three major categories. Just as shown you in the on screen share. What are these? First one is nucleophilic reaction, which means nucleophilic substitution. Note it down. Nucleophilic substitution reaction. I'm just writing it short form. Okay. Second one is elimination reaction. And third one is reaction with metals. That how your haloalkanes or alkyl halides react with the metals. So let's just start with the first part. That one is nucleo substitution reaction. Okay, this is our first thing which we have to do. But in 11th class we have studied this thing about nucleophilic substitution reaction. So I just want to recall that for you because एक साल निकल गई, भूल गए होगे. देखो, हम अगर न्यूक्लियोफाइल की बात करते हैं, if we talk about a nucleophile, so nucleophile means nucleus lover. Nucleus lover. If this is a nucleus lover, so it has to be negatively charged. Clear? By negative attracts towards the positive, and we know this thing that your nucleus is positively charged. So if we talk about the nucleus lover, it has to be oppositely charged, that will be negative. The first important thing. Okay. So let's just take a general reaction. For example, I am having a nucleophile. I'm not mentioning anything here. I'm not mentioning any chlorine, bromine, iodine. I'm just talking about a normal nucleophile, because a nucleophile can be OH negative. It can be Cl. Clear? Since OH is a different ion and Cl is from halogen group. So I'm not talking about specifically ion. I'm just talking about a nucleophile. It can be OH, it can be Cl negative, it can be I negative. Clear? With the Rx. Rx means alkyl halide. X can be chlorine, bromine, iodine, anything will be there. So what happened after the reaction? We know this thing, that this will go out and nucleophile will attach with that. So nucleophile will attach with the alkyl group and your X will come out of this reaction. We know simply that in nucleophilic substitution reaction, one nucleophile kick out the previous nucleophile from its compound. उसी के compound से निकाल के उसको बाहर कर दिया. ठीक है. अब हमारे पास ये क्या था? न्यूक्लियोफाइल. ये क्या है हमारे पास? This is a halogen and this is known as leaving group. Leaving group. इसके बारे में हमने 11th क्लास में पढ़ा था. बहुत अच्छा खासा मतलब थोड़ा तरीके से इसको बताया था जब ये बताई थी न्यूक्लियोफिलिक सब्स्टिट्यूशन रिएक्शन. लीविंग ग्रुप क्या होता है? जो आपके स्टेबल कंपाउंड को छोड़ के वहां से जाता है. अब इसके दो तरीके से होते हैं. 11th का रिकॉल करते हैं. कभी कभी इट विल जस्ट लीव द रिएक्शन एंड रिमेन एज इन आयनिक स्टेट. कभी कभी क्या रहता है? निकलता है यहाँ से और सिंपली अपनी आयनिक स्टेट में बाहर आ जाता है विद अ चार्ज ओवर इट, नेगेटिव चार्ज. ठीक है. बट समटाइम्स इफ some nucleus is there, for example if I am mixing with water, तो हाइड्रोजन निकलेगा, है ना. तो हाइड्रोजन क्या होगा फिर? दैट हाइड्रोजन इट विल रिएक्ट. तो हो सकता है कि अगर मैंने यहाँ Cl ले रखा और यहाँ से हाइड्रोजन निकला तो दैट विल बी कमिंग आउट इन द कंबाइंड स्टेट. So a leaving group can leave the means this reaction in the two form. It can be leave in the form of an ion or in combined state. Clear? This is about the leaving group. Okay. So let us talk about the nucleophilic substitutions type. First type is SN1. Second one is SN2. In previous topics, we have studied about new type of reaction. This is SNI reaction. SNAR reaction. So many other type of reactions are also there, but specifically we will learn about these. Okay. What is the difference in these? First is SN1 type reaction is known as unimolecular. One molecule. I'm just telling one molecule is involved. CuLe. One molecule is involved in this reaction. In this, two molecules are involved. Dot means continue. This is known as intramolecular. Remember na? Intramolecular reaction. And this type, this is specifically for SNAR is for aromatic. Aromatic compounds. This is for aromatic specifically. तो अगर हम aromatics की बात करते हैं तो aromatics will deal in the SNAR. Your intramolecular reactions all come in Si1, SN1 means SNI, sorry. I means intramolecular. SN2 where two molecules are involved and SN1 means where one molecule are involved. So let us start with the first topic, which is SN1 type of reaction. SN1. This is also known as substitution. Means, or sorry, it is known as nucleophilic substitution unimolecular reactions. SN1 reaction is nucleophilic substitution for unimolecular reactions. ठीक है. यूनिमोलिकुलर इसे क्यों कहते हैं और क्यों नहीं कहते हैं? बाद में हमने एनसीईआरटी कहती है कि भाई ये यूनिमोलिकुलर है, लेकिन जब हम इसको डिटेल में पढ़ते हैं तो बाद में ये थ्योरी डिनाई हो गई. तो हम इसे, मैं आपको दोनों तरीके से बताऊंगी कि भाई इसको यूनिमोलिकुलर क्यों कहा गया शुरू में और बाद में ये हर चीज पे अप्लाई क्यों नहीं होता है. तो ध्यान से पढ़ना इसको, डोंट मिस एनी लेक्चर. ठीक है.